The case of the Groveland Four is a profound example of racial injustice and systemic bias in the mid-20th century United States, illustrating the pervasive racial discrimination within the legal and judicial systems of the time. The following outlines the critical events and subsequent developments. In Groveland, Florida, 4 young black men, Earnest Thomas, Samuel Shepard, Walter Irvin, and Charles Greenlee, were accused of raping a white woman based on inconsistent claims from the accuser. Thomas fled but was tracked down and shot over 400 times by a mob of more than 1,000 men, killing him before he could face trial. The remaining 3, Shepard, Irvin, and Greenlee, were arrested, brutally tortured by Lake County Sheriff Willis McCall, and forced into confessions. Despite clear evidence of their innocence, Shepard and Irvin were sentenced to death, while 16-year-old Greenlee was sentenced to life imprisonment. The NAACP, led by Thurgood Marshall, appealed the convictions. On April 9, 1951, the U.S. Supreme Court overturned the death sentences of Shepard and Irvin, ruling the trial unconstitutional due to the exclusion of black jurors. Despite the Supreme Court's ruling, the injustice continued. In November 1951, Sheriff Willis McCall volunteered to transport Shepard and Irvin from Florida State Prison back to the county jail for their retrial. During the journey on a remote road, McCall shot both men, claiming self-defense. Samuel Shepard was killed instantly. Walter Irvin survived the shooting and provided a detailed account, stating that the sheriff had shot them without provocation. However, McCall faced no legal repercussions and continued serving as sheriff until 1972, despite his involvement in further racially motivated acts of violence. Walter Irvin, after recovering from his injuries, was retried in 1952. Despite substantial evidence of police misconduct and his consistent denial of guilt, he was once again convicted and sentenced to death. In 1955, Florida Governor Leroy Collins commuted Irvin's sentence to life imprisonment. Irvin was paroled in 1968, while Greenlee was paroled in 1962. In 2012, newly uncovered FBI investigative documents revealed that medical examinations conducted in 1949 had found no evidence supporting the accuser's claims. This disclosure further demonstrated the fabricated nature of the charges. In 2016, the Lake County Commission formally apologized for the injustice. In 2019, the governor of Florida issued posthumous pardons for the Groveland Four, acknowledging the miscarriage of justice they endured. However, by this time, none of the men were alive to witness their vindication. Norma Paget, whose 1949 accusations against 4 young black men, known as the Groveland Four, led to wrongful convictions and racial violence, passed away on July 12, 2024, at the age of 92 in Butler, Georgia. Throughout her life, Paget never recanted her allegations, even as evidence emerged challenging her account. In 2019, during a clemency hearing, she maintained her original story, stating, "I'm not no liar." The legacy of the Groveland Four, Earnest Thomas, Samuel Shepard, Walter Irvin, and Charles Greenlee, is a powerful reminder of racial injustice in the Jim Crow South. Their story, documented in Gilbert King's Pulitzer Prize-winning book, Devil in the Grove, brought renewed attention to their wrongful convictions. A PBS documentary, The Groveland Four, provides an in-depth look at their case and can be streamed on PBS platforms. A film adaptation of King's book is also in development, ensuring their story continues to inspire the fight for justice.